You're live. There's the car. We're back in the shop. Jimmy James Garage. We're back in the garage. We've had a long week at car shows, and I had to take care of some actual business, but that doesn't have anything to do with us. So went to the car show. Cool April nights. Looks like it's popped up on my thing. It says you're watching live. So now it must be. So whatever I did before was wrong. Okay, so here we are. We're live. We just got back from Cool April nights in Redding. Hey, Classic Car Guy, what's up? Good to see you. Robert Williams, hey Jimmy, what's up? I had to do something because I didn't get any videos. I was in Redding at Cool April nights with my dad, and we did a lot of brake work, and we were working a lot more than we were filming. And I should have been videoing. I should have been videoing more than I was working. But we got some real projects done for my dad, and then Ed. I was in Reno at one point too, and ended up getting some great projects done for Ed. Ended up getting all bruised on my arm. I looked at my arm down. I was like, "What is going on?" Had to reach down and pull the TV out, and it was long story. We had to move a fire table and had to move a bunch of stuff, and my back, my shoulders, all my stuff kind of hurts from helping him out. And it doesn't take much, being crippled up as I am. But yeah, it was a fun week. I did go live at one of the car shows. I was able to do that. I was actually sitting with my dad and Jody, and we went live, and it was kind of fun. Yeah, I met some great people there. It was a great time. That's a great venue. I was glad to go live, but I did do some stuff while I was there. Look at this. Look what I bought. Oh, making noises. I bought 4 of these. Steel wheels, brand new. They have been used once. They were actually mounted and put on and then never driven, taken right back off because they didn't work. But these are for the Pontiac Safari, 15/8. And I got a good deal on them. Yeah, it was a good deal. They're pretty expensive new. I don't want to get into what kind of good deal I got. The gentleman that sold them to me is a really nice guy. He was happy with the price, and I was happy with the price, and it was definitely a lot less than new. I noticed the valve cores are gone out of it, but you can see where he mounted it once, and just kind of where the nuts were. Those are great wheels. Those are going to go on that Safari. I think I have a cap for it. Let me look, see if I have a cap. Hold it right there. Don't move. Don't go anywhere. Are you still there? Don't move. Where's my caps? So, let's see if these caps work. So this is the old Chevy cap. Let's see if they go on there. Oh, those would work. So it's the inside style. Oh, that's the kind of style we need. Let's see if the Pontiac. Hold on, don't go anywhere. Because we are live. What are they? Find them. Oh well, we'll find them later. Oh, they're down here. Tell them I'll be right back.
Like you're looking?
All right, I found the cap. I don't think it'll work though. I don't know if these caps will work or not. But I'm gonna have to, these are the Pontiac caps here. So let's go, Tulu, what's up? Tulu. Where are those going on? They're gonna go on that Safari, Pontiac Safari. So, those would look good too, but they don't fit. Those would look really good on this wheel, but they're not fitting. So I'm gonna have to adapt something. I didn't think they would fit. They're a different design. Let's see, I want to do this for the Safari. I thought that would look good. It fits on the rim, but these are the inside with the little different style cap. So I might have to take and figure out a way.
That's that car guy says self-tapper, everything fits.
What's that now?
Self-tapper, everything fits.
Yeah, you're right. Self-tapper, everything fits. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to put those on there because those are cool. So, yep. Anyways, they're 15/8. I said I got from a guy. They went on his Jeep. And I don't know if they liked them or what they did, but they didn't use them. They put some tires on them. You can see where they mounted it, and they said they never even drove the car. So, Tulu says clean. Yeah, they are. They're like brand. They're brand new. So, bought them, and I got them for a lot less than they were at Summit. Let's just put it that way. They're about $550 at Summit, and it was substantially less. So that's what I did. What you do is weld a couple of beads on the 4 points and see if that cap will click on. Yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna have to do. Probably exactly what I'm gonna have to do. See if I can click it on, because it does, click on the inside here. It does fit on that rim good, though. It fits right on that outer section. It'll look good. So, and then my son is a welder, so maybe we'll get him out here and we'll do some welding on it. And then let's say, Rob, weld some nuts on there. It's got to be pretty exact, though. Yeah, I could but if I put the nuts on there, let's see here. We'll figure that out. So, anyways, that's something we'll do for a later date. But I knew I had to go live because I haven't had a video. I'm going to work on some stuff this week, get my videos rolling again. I thought for sure that with my car show stuff and all the people I was running into and all the stuff, I just got caught up in the moment, and half the time I didn't have the camera with me. I could have used my phone. It just didn't work out. So I didn't get a lot of video at all. And the couple things I did get, I didn't like. We had to fix my dad's brakes on his Nomad. And this is great. If you guys are ever running full-wheel disc, this could be a problem. So listen up here. It's pretty important stuff. He had front-wheel disc brakes with rear-wheel drums. At some point, he had a leak, and he threw the proportioning valve away because he thought it was the part that was leaking. It turned out to be the line coming off the master cylinder. I called a couple of the companies. None of them have very much information for you. I'll be honest with you. It's like talking to the brick wall. How would I describe them? Some of the people I talked to are dumbasses. That's just, I hate to say it, but you call their technical stuff and they can't give you any technical. It's like, well, did we do this? Did you do this? Just stupid stuff. Absolute disappointing. Anyhow, I worked my way through it. What I did was I had this proportioning valve, and you'd use a test light, and when it hit the brakes once, and you'd lose front brakes because that shuttle valve would slide over because there's more volume because you changed to rear disc brakes, four-wheel disc. It appears there's more volume at one end, which pushes the shuttle valve. That's how it works. Because, and I don't remember which way it is exactly, but one uses more pressure, one uses more volume from disc brakes to drum brakes. If you don't have the right proportioning valve, it's all out the window. So we got the right proportioning valve. It says the right proportioning valve. The number on the bottom says right proportioning valve. It's not the right proportioning valve. And then they do a little more internet research, and you find out that proportioning valve sometimes works, sometimes doesn't, depending on the volume. That one didn't work. So you order the PV, I think it's 74 or something like that. It's a chance it'll work also. What I did was I pulled the shuttle valve out. Worked like a charm. One thing all of the manufacturers of these master cylinders told me, it's a 49-50 split, front brakes to rear brakes. So I went out and tried it and slammed on it a few times. Things stopped great. Stopped better than it's ever stopped. So 49, now it's 50-50, 50 front, 50 rear disc brakes. The one thing you have to make sure of is if you do that, there's a plastic insert where the brake light is on. Now that you've taken that shuttle valve out, there's more pressure there. So what you need to do is get a brass one of those and screw that in there so you don't have it pop off through the top. So that is definitely something you want to do. You want to really look into that. And don't do it the other way because it's not safe. So if you get into that point, go ahead and that's a fix. So how often should you change the coolant in my 2014 Tundra? Toyota says every 2 to 3 years. That's probably correct. It also depends on mileage. I have a 2021 Tundra, and I have yet to change the coolant. Still looks good. So it's something that doesn't really go bad. It doesn't really, you don't need to change as much as they say. Should you change it? Yes, you should change it. I would change it like every 3 to 4 years. Take a look at it. Toyota wants to sell coolant. You know, the reason they are in business because they make money. They over maintenance stuff because they make money. That's what they do. And of course, maintenance is good. So it's easy to sell you maintenance because it is a good thing. Nobody ever complained to me, oh, that was over maintained. Nothing ever broke from being over maintained. So that's why they do it. So I would say 2 to 3 years is a good number, but you could probably do 4 years and then flush it out. You know, you have to look at what it's looked like. You know, is the garage kept? Does it get driven a lot? Does it sit a lot? Actually, some use is good for it. But yeah, I would say 3 to 4 years, you're fairly safe. Was Weber fan 1, 2, 3, 4? So that's a great question. Why we have a little break in the action, what we are currently working on. That's why my bride's sitting right here. My bride has made soap for a long time. And we use it personally around the house. And when I say we make soap, we make actual soap. And she's used a lot of different things over the years to make soap. And in making soap, there was a reason why she started making soap. She made it because of the chemicals in a soap. Here, looked up soap. It's pretty harsh. They all have lye in it. They all have some sort of food grade, or some they have food grade, but they have some sort of lye or some kind of ash to break down. What they used to do in the old days is they used to take wood ash and then they would put it in water, all the ash, and they would boil it, and they would come up with basically lye. They have another technical name for lye, but that's a generic, statement. So don't Fight Club say the best soap is made from human fat left over from plastic surgery? Well, that might be true.
Do you remember the movie Fight Club?
Oh, yeah.
That's what he's talking about.
Well, I understand that, but he said the soap. Was there
He
soap?
says, didn't Fight Club say the best soap is made from human fat left over from plastic surgery?
Did they say that?
I don't know.
Oh, they must have said it. I don't know. I remember Fight Club, but I remember saying something, but I don't remember that what it was. What is the truth? Yeah, I don't know, Ishmael. I don't know what the truth is. I'm not lying to you, so that's the truth. Or is that a lie? Back to the soap. So I wanted a soap that wasn't orange, because that means there's a bunch of chemicals to make it orange, and with a laundry list of stuff that long to wash my hands. Oh, yeah, it's from the movie. It was Brad Pitt's character, Way of Making Money. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. It's been a while since I've seen Fight Club. We don't talk about Fight Club here, though.
I mean, ours isn't human fat, but it is.
I haven't gotten there yet. So we're close. She's giving it up over here. So back to the soap. I wanted something that didn't have a bunch of chemicals and a bunch of crap in it, but I wanted something with the pumice in there. Ha ha, lie. I see what you did there. That's pretty good, lie, right? So I didn't want a bunch of chemicals. I'm trying to eat healthier. I've lost 30 plus pounds. We try to eat real healthy. We raise our own beef here on our little mini farm. We have our own chickens. We're not perfect because we go to the restaurant on Friday nights, and we still drink alcohol and that kind of stuff. But we're trying our best. Let's just put it that way. So she made this soap, and I wanted pumice in it. I wanted something that was dissolved, that's granular, that's natural. And after we looked at Short, says, "Hey, sir, hello, man. Hello, Shorts. How are you? Talking about soap." So my wife come up with a few different things, and we've been testing it for a while now, and we've actually now perfected it. She has made soap made from beef tallow, natural kidney fat, grass-fed beef tallow, right there, and pumice, and a couple of small other. We're not going to give up the whole recipe, but that is basically all healthy type, good stuff for your skin. and it has the pumice in it. And I'm going to make a video actually this week of it, of me with dirty hands. They're clean now, but dirty hands. And this naturally poured soap with pumice made from beef tallow grass-fed. Or the gassers, Kay. Hey, sir, do you like tea buckets or hot rods or gassers? I love gassers. Kind of like them all. I'm definitely a muscle car guy, but I'm definitely a gasser guy. That would probably be even though I don't own a gasser currently, that's probably my favorite. I like gassers, but I kind of like them all. Like, I got an old 52 Chevy here we're putting together, but beef tallow, grass-fed, kidney fat, and pumice. And she makes it in the oval bars and the square bars. We haven't mentioned it yet because they have to cure. And then nice, thank you. They have curing time. So they lather up, things like that. They're ready. So we're going to put it on that's what we're working on currently. So hopefully in the next day or two, you'll see these for sale on our YouTube channel. That's our first sale, these. So they're going to come to you in a nice red shop towel. They're going to be mailed like so. And then you're going to have your nice bar of soap in there. And it has natural pumice. And you won't be able to get anything like it. I have not seen one with the... and we know where the tallow comes from. Our sons are butchers. We know where the pumice comes from. We live in a volcano. No, we don't. Some of the stuff we get. I like the oval bar, but some people like the square. We'll have both. Again, supernatural. It actually works absolutely amazing. It cleans your hands as good as that other orange, purple, whatever color stuff with a bunch of chemicals in it. I get enough chemicals of revving the engine up, so I get my share of chemicals. I'm trying to cut out where I need to cut out. Let's see where we are. I can't find this soap at my local farmer's market. Nope.
You can find it on Jimmy James.
You can find it on Jimmy James Garage, though, here in about 2 days. I don't want to say tomorrow because I don't know if it'll be done yet, because I'm still working out the technical parts. But your local farmer's market, you won't see it there. Let's see. I need a sink in the garage. Yep, absolutely. And that's what's good about this. I need a sink in the garage, too. This stuff with the pumice in it, kind of a tip here. This is interesting. So we gave it out to a couple of friends of ours and family. And we said, we want actual reviews of what you think. And don't tell us because you like us. Don't tell us because you're family. We don't want to hear that BS. If you don't like it, tell us what you do and you don't like. Or if you love it. We're good with that too. But we really harped on it. We really harped on, we needed to know if you enjoyed it. And if it was something, Woody Wood, what's up? What's up, Jimmy? And chat, what's up, everybody? Yep, Woody Wood said hello. So we had to have honest opinion. I gave it to people that would give me the honest opinion of it. And one of them, she gave us an honest opinion. And she is she's honest to a fault. She says things blunt and they're true. So we enjoy that. And I've known her since she was a little baby. So amazing that we want her to tell us. Because I knew I would get the truth. I knew she would say, that stuff sucks, or that stuff's amazing, or that stuff's... Her statement was, I don't want to be offensive, but here's what I feel like. I used them on my feet, and it was the best soap I've ever put on my feet. She runs around on a little farm in her flops and her stuff, and she said it hurt all her little, her dirt on her feet, and her little, what do they call that on your feet? Not calluses, but your, like it exfoliated or...
Well, yeah. And actually, that's what Weber Fan says. It would make a good exfoliant for facials. Actually, for everything.
So Weber, can I find this? Okay, he says, I need this. Okay, then I would make a good exfoliant for facials. Absolutely 100%. So I was thinking, because we're going to call it knuckle scrub, because I'm a garage guy. And I use it in the garage, knuckle scrub your knuckles, boom, boom. It takes off the grease, takes all the stuff off. I've never had a facial in my life, so I have no idea what that is. But when she said that would work, that worked amazing on her feet, That was a huge, huge thing for us. We went, we're not offended. In fact, that's what we were going for. We were going for it to be soft enough for her feet, but not harsh enough to make them bleed. You know, we don't want all that. We want them to, you know, some of this other crap, it's just so gritty and just so nasty. And just like, and who knows what it is. You know, it's not made in this country. It's made on in another seas, and they put, who knows? It works. Some of it works pretty good. I'm not going to deny it. It does work good. Some of that orange, blue, purple, whatever color you choose. But this, all natural, and works as good as that. So we're going to hang our hat on it. We really love this stuff. I've used the bar constantly to wash my hands in the last couple of weeks. I'm not saying a word about it to anybody, just seeing if it worked. And it's been amazing. It actually makes your hands, when it's done, instead of all gritty and kind of chapped almost, it makes them feel real soft and smooth, and they're not greasy. The other thing I don't like is I don't like grease. I want them dry, not dry where they split, but I don't want them greasy where they're slippery. This thing does it perfect. Even though I'm touching, I notice it kind of changed my hands a little bit.
Well, it's more moisturizing too,
Yeah.
to some extent.
But it's not greasy. It's not, I can still,
Yeah.
la cucaracha.
Yeah.
La
I think
cucaracha.
people get confused with beef tallow and think, oh, it's fat. It's just going to be greasy.
Yeah. So like she said, people gets confused with beef tallow, that it's, well, there we go. Look on Jimmy James. We're going to have these things for sale within the next day or two. That's what we're working on now. I've got a couple bars out here right now. Woo. So, and then we're going to work on our packaging and things like that. We have some great ideas for packaging. We want it to look nice, but we don't want to break the bank on packaging either. We don't want to spend a bunch of money when you're just going to pull it out of the package and wipe, but we don't want to put it in a Ziploc bag. It has to be, you know, somewhat professional. But we're trying to keep the costs at a minimum. We're going to try to keep our costs as low as possible. We're cost conscious, and we really want to, you know, bring you a great product. And I'm not going to tell you it's going to be cheap, because it's not. But a lot of work and a lot of stuff goes in this, and you know, it can be cheap, and you can go get the Chinese stuff and hope you don't get a cancer or who knows with what. You know, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. But I don't want it on me. So personally, I will prefer to use something as natural as possible. And that's the choice we went with. That's why we did this. But it's cool. It's real cool. Plus, I like it's in a little red towel. I think that's really good. And it opens right up and like, la, la, la. So you can wash your whole body with it. I've tried it in the shower too. I mean, it works good. Like I said, it's not so harsh that it like a Brillo pad, but it does exfoliate. Exfoliate, that's the... I learned a new word on exfoliate. So, anyways, we're back. That's just kind of what we're back on. And now we're back to doing videos. We need to name the car. That's a video I have to do. I've got some great names on that car. In fact, I even talked to Ed this weekend about some of the names. He was interested in it. He's like, what'd you name the car? And I said, well, we haven't named the car yet. But yeah, he likes greeny for this green. And he laughed how much I shined it up. He's like, you can shine anything. That was kind of cool. The other thing that was kind of cool is at the car show, I actually won. It's not here. It's up at the house. I won, what is that stuff called? It's called
Patina sauce.
Patina sauce, sweet patina sauce. I won a thing of it, and I won sweet patina detailer. So it had a raffle, and I put my tickets in there, and they pulled out my name, and I won the sweet patina sauce. I was pretty excited about it. Yeah, so we're going to put some sweet patina sauce on there because we won it at the car show. And, you know, I've used it before. In fact, I have a sweet patina sauce drinking cup I drink out of, so I'm very fond of their product, and it's pretty cool stuff. So that was one thing we did that I really liked. And we have to get back to the videos, that's for sure. This week, we're going to start working on videos again and get them moving again. That's why I jumped on here live real quick, just to say hey, because people are like, where'd you go? I got some emails and some text messages. Say, hey, I hadn't seen a video all week. What's up? What are you doing? And again, with all the traveling, I live, from Susanville, I'm 10 plus hours away. Reno, 10, 12 hours to Redding. So a lot of driving. I got home late last night from driving, and being by yourself and being a male, you can just use the facilities on the side of the road and eat in the truck, drink in the truck, and just fill up as you go. So, and then hello from Seattle again. Oh, I recognize you. You're the BMW guy. What's up? What's up? Hello, hello. How's everything going? And you're probably more than a BMW guy, but that's what I remember. But yes, you were Russian, I believe, correct? Let's see what he says. And he'll say, nope, that's not me. No. I'm pretty sure it's him. That's very good. That's cool. And I hope everything in Seattle's going good. I see the Seahawks, they had a pretty good draft. I did watch the draft. I do watch NFL football, and of course I watched the Warriors last night beat the Houston Rockets by 1 point. Yes, sir. And I got a Supra. Okay, Toyota Supra. I'm a Toyota guy. Drove one last night. Drove it for 700 miles. Yeah, so I've been on the road doing the car show thing, and I just had to do some personal stuff and take care of some personal business. But yes, I haven't used the patina sauce. I've used Flood and linseed oil. I guess it looks about the same. Yeah, I've used linseed oil before. This is a little bit better. I don't know what they put in it exactly in the patina sauce. I'm sure it's linseed oil based. It works good. It works really good. I tend to like them a little shinier than the patina sauce puts out. That's just a personal preference to me. You can leave it on a little longer and take it off a little bit less aggressive. It lasts good. It preserves good. Everything about patina sauce I absolutely love. I don't have any complaints about it at all. None at all. And I'm going to use it on this. Like I said, a lot of times when I wax things, it's a little shinier versus the patina sauce. Patina sauce is easy. And you wipe it on, you wipe it off. And it lasts months. It lasts, usually used twice a year before car show and then after you put it to bed. And it really preserves the rust and it doesn't allow it to, create more rust. It really stops it. So yeah, I'm a patina sauce fan. Maybe patina sauce is watching. They can send me more after I use it all on here. What other questions we got out there? Now that we're back live, tell me what you're thinking. What is going on in the car world today? Anything? What's happening in the car world? And then we can go from there. I don't know if anybody's joined on just now, but I showed everybody when I was out and about in my travels. I bought steel wheels. I bought the Steelies. So 15/8, and I'm going to put a cap on them. I got to figure out how to put a cap on it. But this is for my Pontiac Safari. So we're going to attach the cap. It has little nubs on the inside for the inside caps. I'm going to see if I may be able to find another Pontiac cap for these because I need 4 of them. But yep, there they go. They're cool looking. They're different. I'll probably put a chrome trim ring on it. But yeah, they're something I really wanted. I got them used from a great gentleman. It was nice meeting him. He gave me a great deal on them. And there you go. There you go. Let's see. Patricia Bowman, what's the green car behind you? That is a 1952. Let me grab this. Chevrolet 2-door Deluxe that I pulled out of a field next to a barn. In fact, I had to leave in such a hurry. The last time I started it, I blew the muffler off it because it was packed with stuff. Because this thing hasn't run since 1989. And I got her running. And I changed all the oil, changed all the plugs on it. And it was able to start. I had it running and idling. And when I went out for the car show, didn't get to finish it. In fact, I didn't even sweep the floor. So that's projects today. Going to clean the shop up a little bit. It was the night before I left, and this thing was having a hard time running, and boom, and the muffler come off. In fact, I have a video. Go to my channel and a short on it. It's called Banana in the Tailpipe. It wasn't a banana. It was a mouse and his family and his house. and I huffed and puffed, and I blew his mouse all over the floor, or his house all over the floor. But yeah, 216 6-cylinder original motor for the car. It's a 3 on the tree. It has original interior, never been touched. It's got this little red bar that I was using to hold the throttle or the clutch down to crank it over. But yeah, it's a neat car. Has great doors on it, and they do shut. Yeah, neat car. So like I said, I picked it up in a farmer's field. Been sitting out there for years. My son and I put new tires on it. We have a little tire machine. Again, selling my videos. Go look at that. We did a tire. We mounted it. You don't need a tire shop. And in fact, I got a spare tire right there for the spare. So that is the plan. To do the spare tire. Yeah, in fact, there's the tire machine right here. I haven't gotten mounted up yet. Right there. There's the tire machine. But yeah, that's it. So yeah, 52 Chevrolet. Pretty neat car. We really like it. It's something we're gonna get fixed up, get on the road, and then once it wasn't a plan to buy. I've been seeing it for a while, and then when I sold my wagon, I had the cash to buy it, so made the gentleman an offer and put it in the shop. And like I said, we've just been restoring it. We're not going to touch the paint on it, just going to keep buffing it up, put some patina sauce on it, call it good. And then Woody Wood, the sell little stud and template to attach these caps. Oh, they sell little studs. They sell little studs and okay, very good. Oh, it's probably a little template with little ears on it. You just probably screw them to the wheel. Yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna have to do that. So, well, you just find it online, I guess. Find the template for it, and then yeah, that's a great idea. Then I can just click those on. Thank you there. Appreciate that. And that's why I love these lives. If you guys are following along or listening, I've never claimed to know it all. I know almost all of it, but as we do these lives, I mean, I have all these guys that we do lives with, and I watch their lives. They watch mine, and they always have answers, and that's awesome, awesome, awesome. So there you go. If you're doing the same kind of thing I'm doing with the caps, Woody Wood says they sell a template with little clips on it. That's what I'll be looking at in the next day or two. I'll be online looking at them. Because that would be nice because these are nice caps. They're not original to that car, but they are Pontiac. They will buff up just super nice. Yeah, they're a poverty type cap, but I have 4 of them. They were in there. How they ended up in there, why, I don't know. I don't believe the Safari ever came with a poverty cap or what they call a dog dish. A lot of people call it a dog dish bowl, dog dish cap. But I think they'll be different. Everybody's running big wheels, big tires. A lot of people do different things on them. I just think the Steelies will look great on that car. And I got 4 of them and a good deal. And I like that they're 8s. I like their bigger tires and wheels. I think they'll look good that way. Even if I do put bags on them. I'm thinking this round, I'm going to put those Avenger tires on there. Let's say Avenger with the white letters. So
I might run up to the house.
All right. We'll have fun.
Have fun.
All right. I'll be done here in a little while. Say bye.
Bye.
She's leaving. She's had enough. It's Jimmy James' garage, and she was going to hang out with me, and she's gone. She's like, I'm going to the house.
Got stuff to do.
She got stuff to do. Desperate Housewives to watch.
Like, go hang out with Eugene.
She's going to go hang out with her donkey, Mr. Eugene. He hasn't been in the shop in a while. Soon, very soon. Maybe we'll have a donkey here. Who knows? You never know. You never know what might pop up at Jimmy James' garage at any moment. All right. What else is everybody else working on out there? We have any other questions going on? Let me look here. Nope. If you got any questions, let me know. What do you want to know? I got the one on the car. Any other questions about what's going on? We also picked up some of these for that car. Woo-wee. Gonna lower it. It's gonna go that much lower. So gonna go that much lower. Gonna be sweet. Can't wait. So now that we're back home, and we're off from doing all that stuff, so like I said, some of the personal things I had to take care of, and car show stuff. I wish I would have got more footage for you guys and about what was going on and some of my friends, because a lot of my friends have really cool cars. I did the one live while I was there, and it was good. It was probably the best car show I'd been to. I went to a neat small one out the OK Corral in Cottonwood, California. That was another good one, and it was small. And the guys that won, what have you drove it yet? Now, I've been gone since I started it. I just got back last night at 9:30 at night, and I left last weekend. So I've been gone for over a week and been back and forth and back and just hadn't even been out of the shop. Today was the first day I walked in the shop in over a week. I left and I came back and I left and I came back, and it was just, and they were talking hundreds of miles. Well, basically thousands of miles I put on my truck. It's 600 and something miles one way from where I was. Long ways. And I took quite a few trips. And yeah, and then drove around while I was there. So yeah, I'm tired of driving around, but yes, that's the next thing. Get this thing running. Matt B made it. What's up, Matt? Glad to see you. I just did this because I hadn't had any videos because I've been doing all that car show stuff, and I've been working on my dad's Nomad, and I've just been swamped, and I failed miserably to get a lot of footage. I did do a live at one of the car shows. That was pretty good. They ended up having me talk to giving all the prizes away. It was kind of cool. It was a little surprising. I went to a couple different car shows and people recognized me from YouTube. It was kind of cool. They're like, hey, wait a minute, I know you. And they're like, you're on Jimmy James' Garage. I'm like, yeah, that's me. And I had like, at one place, I had like 5 people say it. It was kind of cool. It was really cool. It was kind of fun to be recognized, you know. And I hope they're out there watching right now, because thanks for saying hi. It was cool. Made my day. Made me feel good. And then Matt, we were talking about, I got a product. My wife makes beef tallow soap, and she put pumice in it, so it's for mechanics. Takes all the grime off your thing. It's all natural. Grass-fed beef. There's not a bunch of BS in it. Not like the chemical orange stuff you can get, or, you know, but it does have pumice in it, and it does have beef tallow. It lathers, and it really pulls it out. It makes your hands feel good. It exfoliates. It's neat. I'm going to put it on my channel. It's called Knuckle Scrub. We did that at the beginning of this video. It's kind of cool. Hopefully in the next couple of days, we have this listed on there for sale. Let's see. If you eventually put an LS in it, what trans will you run? You want to see it? I'll show you what trans. Let me show you. So I will run a 4L60E, which I have, right, wait for it, right there. So I have a trans for it. So 4L60E with this 5.3 over behind me on the engine stand. There, with the mess of wires on it. So 5.3, 4L60E. I also have that 287 for it, you know, the Pontiac motor. But that would be for the Pontiac, excuse me. For the 52, it would be the 4L60. I kind of got ahead of myself. I was going to tell you I also have the 6.0 out in that truck with a 4L80E, which will be going in this. That's already a decision we've made. I'm going to put the 4L80E in here with the 6.0, the, what is that, LQ4. That's going in here. And what I'm going to do with that is, let's see what we got here. Let me read some of this stuff. Matt goes, I have PB cookies. I hope you said peanut butter, because I freaking love peanut butter cookies. Are they on your YouTube channel? How do we get peanut butter cookies? I've lost 35 pounds, so I can only own a couple cookies, but I still love cookies. Who doesn't love cookies? So that's cool, Jacob. Oh, there we go. I missed one. Sorry about that. Let me pan out, make sure I didn't miss anybody else. Yeah, Jacob. I am working, and I'm sorry if I miss you guys. I'll come back and get you, or say it again. Hey, say, hey, Dummy, you missed it. I won't get offended. Let's see. I'm working on a 58 Chevy Del Rey, turning it into an El Camino. Okay. Never seen that before. So very cool. That's different. I like different. That's cool. Well, good luck with that. I'd love to see some pictures. You can go to my Facebook and post the pictures. That'd be cool. WD-40 market, nut bolt, colo cha. I don't know what all that means. Please don't forget about the Caltrack video you were considering. I 1,000,000% will not forget about that. In fact, I've been kind of waiting for lift stuff, but I don't know if that will happen. And what Rob's talking about is he put a big shout out to everybody that's on here, taking the donations and all that. I'm putting my money toward my first thing I'm buying from the monies I make from these YouTubes is to buy a lift. And I didn't want to do a Caltrack videos on my back, but I do get the Caltrack videos out. I did bring this home. I brought a bunch of stuff home from my dad's. He's like, I'm going to throw that in the garbage. What are you going to do with that? So this are the bars that were on there before we put the Caltracks on it. These bars right here. So with the plate, just a regular bar. Well, that's what was on that one of them cars. I don't know whether it was on his Nomad or if it was on his 55. I'm not sure what this was on, but I brought the bars home. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but there they are. Yes. So Rob, 1,000,000%. In fact, my dad even mentioned that when I was at his house. He's like, when are you going to do a Caltrack video? Because he knows how well those Caltracks work. Let's see here. Butter cookies. All right. What's your last name? My last name is Fallis. 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 Let's see here. Robert, match my $5. Save Jimmy. James is back. Yep. And so Rob put a $5 thing into the Venmo and or the PayPal, excuse me. Which reminds me, that guy did call me again on the business PayPal. I have to get that done. I've been gone, so it's been hard to take care of a lot of business I need to. That's going to be tomorrow. I'm going to do all that. And knees. Actually, the knees and the back. The knee is bad. The knee needs to be replaced. The back is bad too. It's all screwed up. I don't know. It is what it is. I just live with the pain. But yes, thank you, Rob, again for doing all that. That means the world to me. Like I said, we're going to get a lift in here one way. My dad always uses the word by hook or by crook. We're going to get that lift in here because I'm tired of being on my back. It gets old quickly. But yes, the proceeds from the videos are going to go to the lift. That's the plan. And I think it's a good plan. I mean, who doesn't want to lift? But I got a mess going on here. I'll be honest with you. I leave for a week and a half and don't do anything. And I've got stuff and things everywhere, like this Cold Break. So Cold Break is a company that's going to partner with me, and I'm going to sell their stuff. I'm going to put a link on all the videos that are pertaining to their, let me get this thing down here, I have wheels stacked on it now, pertaining to their kegerators and their jockey boxes and their jumper boxes. Because we are building the tap truck over there that didn't make it into the shop this week. So we're going to put taps on there, drinking taps on it. And the boxes showed up. It's got apparel in there. It's got the signage, all the stuff I needed. And we've just been gone. So, like I said, I feel like I'm swimming upstream right now to get some of this stuff done. We have broken sprinklers, and the lawn needs to be mowed, and the cows need to be moved. And, oh, where does it end? So, but I'm back. Like I said, I got back late last night. I'm absolutely worn out from driving. How can you get tired from driving? I just don't understand that. So, is your mic okay? I didn't use the mic. I don't know if you can hear me on here or not. I didn't put the mics on today because they were inside and I just had my phone. And I was like, I just got to go live. So, I hope you can hear me because I usually use those mics. I usually use those DJI mics. So hopefully you can hear me. It might have been where I stepped away for a little bit or something, but let me know if that becomes an issue. Let's see. Hey, there we go. The guy from Napa. I haven't been there because I haven't been home. I've been gone. I've been freaking in Nevada and everywhere else. What's up, Jimmy James? Your son has been in Napa a lot lately. Glad he got that 64 run. Yeah, it's 54. Yep, exactly. Got that 54 running. He did. In fact, I FaceTimed him. I've been on the phone with him 100 times in the last week. He's broke down in it. He's had all sorts of drama, and I've been traveling, and I've been to the car show in Reading. Was at Coolant Nights for the week. I've been working on my dad's Nomad. I've just been absolutely swamped and gone. I've been gone for a week and a half, and yeah, I'm glad he got it going too. And I'm glad he keeps stopping to Napa, and you guys are taking care of him. That's awesome. Because I got to get in there and get my account set up, which I just haven't. I haven't done anything, so just been on the road, and it was fun. I'm glad I did it. And Fat Fingers LL meant 54. You know, I know what you meant. All good. We all do it. I just tried to read through it. So, yeah. So, anyways, I appreciate you guys taking care of them, and that's awesome. Anybody out there that's in that Lewiston area that's watching this, go to Napa. They'll take care of you. And yeah, I got to get in there and get my account set up. I'm coming to Lewiston tomorrow. Got to deal with a goat. And if I get time, I'll swing on by because I do need a few things. If not, we're just, we'll have to see you next round. A lot of people don't know this. I mean, you know it because you live in the area, but, I'm 45 miles from Napa. I'm quite a ways up here on the hill. So, yeah, it's a ways. Why do you make peanut butter? Let's see. Why do you not make hamburgers with peanut butter? I actually did a video with it. And when I owned a food truck, we used peanut butter called the peanut butter burger. We called it the Elvis. It was wasn't our number one seller, but it was probably our number one seller for unique burgers. And we did it all the time. I did it in the shop. I did a live with it. And we poured peanut butter on it. And we used the Reese's peanut butter that we use. So, yes, we use peanut butter all the time. I called dibs on the first purchase of the Jimmy James black hat like you have on now when you get your merch going. Okay, so they're having a hard time finding this hat. That's one thing I've been dealing with is the merch. Yeah, we're there. We're right there. We're so close to it. I dig my hat. It's different. You wear it forward. I like it because of the sun. I like it because it's different than the cowboy hat or the baseball hat that everybody has. It works good. It's awesome. I wore it around the car show. It's kind of a car guy hat. I don't know. It's cool. It's different. That's why I started wearing it. Or of course I shaved my head bald. I don't have lots of hair. I have my hair up here though, but yeah. But I wear a hat a lot, so I thought, why not wear this? I wore this one time, and my wife said, "Oh, I like that hat," and then so I started wearing it. Yeah, and I'm gonna carry it on the thing. We're looking at the baseball type shirts. I got to send them the tax ID number, which I failed miserably. That is on me. I'm supposed to get them the tax ID number so I can get it done. But again, being distance, and I keep making excuses. It's not really excuses, just what happened. But back home, I'm going to do it. So, it's not a quick trip down the road for you. LO. Yeah, it's not a quick. I do it all the time though. But yeah, I won't be back there until Thursday because I'm taking care of my dad. Taking my dad to the Angels Mariners game tonight. All right, cool. That'll be fun. That'll be a good time over there. So you're on the road then, or you're already over there, obviously. So that'll be good. Plus my Warriors won last night. I know it's a different sport, but they still won. They beat Houston. I'm not a big Seattle guy. Being a West Coast guy, being from California, I'm a Raider, A's, Warriors. Even though I've moved, there's no teams here. So I feel pretty fortunate the Raiders drafted the Boise State guy, the running back out of there. So that was kind of exciting. Okay, I don't know who Mike Jensen is. Michael Jensen. I know who Mike Sue is, but you're throwing me off with the Mike Jensen thing. Hey, Jimmy, what's up? What's up? In fact, last time I was on is when I saw you down there. It was kind of cool. Great seeing you again. Yeah, I went to Cottonwood, did the OK Corral thing down there. We picked a couple winners, and I think we did good. I can't believe I picked 2 Fords. I was on a group that picked 2 Fords, first and second place, but they were the best. To be honest with you, they were great cars. They fit what we wanted. We talked heavily about it when we did it. The bar gave out 2 awards, and there was no rules to it. And so we kind of come up as a group that we would give out the 2 awards to the home built style cars, the guys that put the labor in or had more unique styles or something that just, because there was some, I mean, my dad had his Nomad there. I mean, it was arguably the best car there. But we really wanted to bring out the car guy, the guy that's in his garage late at night because he loves his car. That carried a lot of weight with us. Didn't have to be the richest guy, the best paint job guy. Didn't have to be. We wanted the car that spoke to us. That was our premise of this. That was the 1,000,000% what we come up with, and we come up with I believe it was a '57 Ford 2-door wagon, ranch wagon, never been painted, or at least it looked like never been painted, which was still in great shape. Guy was newer to the car culture, I believe. Worked hard to get this thing running, and just, was proud of it. Never won anything before. He took second, and then a Mustang, a '65 Mustang, absolutely beautiful car. He did it all himself. It was red. Was it perfect? Nope, it wasn't. But it was really nice, and he did it all himself for the most part. Yeah, and he just spoke to us. We went, car guy built it, car guy did it all. We love that, and that's why we did it. And there was probably a couple of nicer cars there, if you were just going to grade on better paint, better interior, better engines, and just overall pristine cars. There was a couple of them that, but they just didn't speak to us like this did. And I thought it was a neat way to do it. It was something different. These other guys have all won awards on them cars anyway. So it isn't like they got gypped out of a piece of metal. So it wasn't like there was a cash prize. I thought it was a great way to do it. I was glad to be a part of that. And it was awesome to do that way. And it really made those guys' day. They didn't expect to win. And they weren't junk. Let me get that straight. These cars were nice cars. And they just spoke to us from car guys. Anyways, enough of that. It was fun. Let's see. Rob says, huge Angels fan here too. Yeah, not me. I'm an A's fan. So if you want to see what titles look like, just write in Oakland A's and then you'll see. Or Sacramento A's or wherever the hell they are now. The Lost A's. I think all my teams are moving to Vegas. Hopefully the Warriors will go next. I don't know if you guys watched that Warrior game, but it was exciting right down to the last second. It was pretty good. It was filled with, normal stuff. Mad Rat Garage. Hey, Jimmy, I made it to this one. Cool. I'm glad to see you here. Glad you made it. Glad to see you here. Again, everybody that sees all these comments going on here, go watch those guys. That Mad Rat Garage is great. He's like me. He's, just got his shop, does little videos, does little live stuff. He's just a car guy. It's kind of fun to watch car guys. I enjoy it. Yeah, so that's kind of what we got going. We're back. I'm going to start my videos again. We're back in the swing of things. I got to do some catching up, though, because being gone that long with the small little mini ranch we have, we got so much work out here. Thanks, appreciate it. Nope, you got it. Everybody on my little thing, chatting or watching, go to Mad Rat Garage. Don't go now, though. Go after you watch my video. But yeah, make sure you guys like and subscribe to all that. Like and subscribe to mine if you want. If you do, if you don't, it's all good. It helps me if you do. I really appreciate the guys that have. I appreciate, Rob and him always pushing the lift. And I appreciate that more than you can imagine. And the donation, I appreciate that. We're going to get a lift here. All these proceeds, since I make money from YouTube, is going towards that lift. And you can see how much money I make from YouTube. The lift ain't here yet. So all this, I make thousands and all that, it ain't here. So you're going to figure it out pretty quickly how many months I am to where I'm Yeah. So yeah, we make a little money on it, but it ain't. I ain't seen a check. Let's just put it that way. So it's kind of fun. It was my first goal to do that. Everybody's kind of heard my goals before on this YouTube stuff. I wanted to get monetized, and I did. You know, monetize the penny or monetize more is all irrelevant. That was one of my goals was to get monetized, and I did it. So pretty exciting. Can I get monetized enough to get a lift? That's what we're doing now. That's what we're doing lives, and that's why these videos are coming. And like Rob asked, I got to do the Calitrack video. I really got to do the video on name of the car because I'm just calling it the car right now. So, yeah, go watch those videos. It's down here. You go watch them, and then we will name the car. And I got to do a video on the car name. So, a lot of names have been thrown out there. I'm going to pick 4 or 5. I'm going to go over it, and whatever the biggest vote is, that's what we're going to call this thing. I think it's fun. Different. How many people got to name their car of YouTube? And if it's ever sold, it'll be YouTube famous. We'll say, that's YouTube famous. That is blah, blah, blah car on this video, and go watch it. That's how I got its name. So, and then Matt B put a bunch of little guys on there. I don't know what that means, but thank you. And then, yeah, so there we are. So, like I said, we're doing the soap. So that's all that natural beef tallow stuff. We're working on the hats and working on the shirts. Hopefully by tomorrow, I'm going to have all this sorted out. I don't have a problem talking on the camera. I don't have a problem doing the videos. Where my slow point is getting how to work out the merchandise, how to actually get it so you can purchase it. And then, yeah, so now that I've worked my way through it, and I believe we're going to be able to go live with that stuff probably tomorrow or the next day, stay tuned. Like I said, the soap is first. The soap we've been working hard on. The beef tallow with the pumice in it, all natural. Doesn't have a bunch of chemicals like that orange stuff, and it works really good. Pulls the grease right off your hands, and it doesn't leave them all dry, but it's not greasy. It's not. It's very moisturizing, and it's super natural. I told the story at the beginning of this about a good friend of ours that said she didn't want to be offensive, but it worked great on her feet. It really cleaned her feet up because she wears flip-flops. And she's out, and, she's walking around outside. And so it really took care of that. That was great feedback. My dad said he used it, and he said he doesn't remember ever using a better soap. He loved it. He said that the only thing he noticed it didn't have as much lather as his other soap because we don't have a bunch of chemicals to make lather. We do have things to make lather, but they're not harsh chemicals. So you can make things lather with chemicals. It does lather. Don't take that as a concept. This stuff lathers, but no, it's not going to lather like a store-bought soap where it's all bubbly and it's like bubble bath. It won't do that, but it's not flat like the orange stuff doesn't lather at all. It does have lathering characteristics, which helps in the cleaning of your hands and getting the grease off. I'm going to do a video of one of these next day or two when I'm in here. My hands are dirty. We're just going to do a quick little video. I'm going to set the camera up. I'm going to wash my hands, and you're going to be the judge. And I'm going to go, yep, see, like this, or it's going to be dirty. But pretty sure it's going to be good. We're going to have them in square bars. And then we're also going to have them in oval bars. And I think they're a fairly standard size. I think they're 3 ounce. If my bride is watching, which she's supposed to be, if she's watching right now, how many ounces were these? I think they're 3. They're regular soap bars. I don't know if it looks like it on camera, but it's like a regular bar of soap. That's what it is. We went real standard with it. Again, it has the pumice in there and the beef tallow. We're pretty excited about it. You can tell I've talked a lot about it. It's something my wife has put together and done for a while now. It's 3 and 3.5. Okay, so which is the 3.5? Is the oval the 3.5 or the square? So, which is which? Which is which? So she said 3 and 3.5. So is the oval, which size is the oval? She's typing right now. The square is 3 inch. So the square is, or 3 ounce. So square is 3 ounce. This is 3.5. Get a little more at the oval. 3.5. Yeah, it looks smaller. You know, when you're looking in your hands, they look, you know. So there you go. Again, with pumice, beef tallow. I don't know if you guys know about the beef tallow, but beef tallow is it's raining out again. It's watering our lawn. The beef tallow is very well thought of. It works really well. It's not some harsh chemical you can't pronounce. It's a good way to go. And we're going to wrap them in a little red towel. We're going to keep our packaging fairly simple and very inexpensive, and but very useful and very sought after. That's the plan. So, yeah, like I said, we've had great success on the trials around here. Some people that will actually tell me if it's good or bad, and we finally hit the mark on it. We've had other ones that they didn't like. So, yeah, we've been doing it for a while. You know, it's an interesting process. As you pour it, you can't have it so liquidy that it doesn't pour very. You can't have it too thick that it doesn't pour either. So you have to have the right consistencies. There's a lot to it to make it work. You got to have the temperatures balanced just right. If one's too hot, too cold, they have to be even. They have to come down evenly, and they have to be mixed together. There's a lot to it, a lot more than you'd think. Can it be done? Yeah, it could be done, but definitely a lot more than it's raining and the chickens are running, and so that's what I keep looking at. So yeah, there's a lot more to it than you think on this soap, but then it has to cure for weeks at a time. I'm not sure how long this one's cured for. She has them all marked down up there, but it takes quite a few weeks for these things to cure up all the way through. You just can't dry it up and use them the next day. Nope, it actually takes time. They get better over time. There's a time of diminish, you know, but we're not even in that realm. We're talking a couple weeks and they're cured, fully cured. I don't know if they get better a year later or not, but they get better over a couple weeks. That's interesting. I didn't know that. They're nuts dry, get to using. And I actually used some that were right out of the thing. They didn't work as good. They didn't lather very much. They felt kind of flat. I don't know. They just didn't work that great. I used one that was a week cured. Man, it was like unbelievable. Unbelievable how well it worked with cure time. So there you go. If you've seen people, you know, there's a lot of people that make soap. I don't make it like this, but there's people that make soap, and yeah, they go through a long curing process. Pretty interesting. And then rather use the beef towel to cook my French fries. So 1,000,000%. We use the beef towel for cooking. We use the beef towel for our soap. We use the beef towel for a lot of stuff. You know, it's the old ways. I don't understand why they went away from. Well, I guess I do understand why they went away from it. For one, it's hard to harvest all that fat. It's hard to render it all down. It's quite the process. It stinks everything up. I mean, there's a reason why they just use a chemical. But I don't want just a chemical on my hands. I'd rather have beef tallow soap with natural pumice. And what pumice is, it's volcanic. It's basically volcanic rocks that will dissipate. So you put them in the soap, and then it creates a little scrubbing thing, like a little exfoliant, but it's not harsh where it tears your skin off. So they do make other stuff that is really gritty, and it's hard on your skin, and they put a bunch of chemicals in it, and it dries you out, and it makes you feel kind of gross. Where this, it's not greasy, but you can feel that it's moisturizing. I'm not a facial type person, so a lot of this stuff is just Jimmy James in the garage talking, but it's what I feel with it. It leaves your hands almost smooth versus greasy, and it's not dry. Like some of that other crap leaves it so dry, it's like you don't even want to make a fist. You're like, oh, that hurts because it's so dry, but this is perfect stuff. I said it's taken a while for us to perfect it. I haven't said a word about it because she didn't want to say anything until she got it done, and I called it knuckle scrub, and it's done. And we're going to start putting it out there. That's going to be our first product we have. We had a couple ideas. As I said, we're still working on the merch. I already have the logo done, as what you can see on my YouTube channel. Just moving forward. I wish we could move faster, but you know how life is. We're busy, grandkids and car shows and you know everything under the sun, and trying to get it all done. In fact, it's starting to rain pretty good out there. I'm gonna get wet. I don't want to get wet. So yeah. Anybody else got anything out there? And yeah, beef tallow. That's what we have a restaurant we go to here, Woody's. They use beef tallow in French fries. That's what McDonald's used to use, is beef tallow. Has the 52 made it to town yet? Nope. So I've been gone, Keith, for over a week now. I just got back late last night, and the 52 has not, since it blew the muffler off. It's just still all the stuff sitting there. I didn't even swept it up. That was the night before I left. I blew the muffler off this thing, and that's where it's at. I've been working on my dad's brakes and been working on a friend of mine's Ed's TV, and is moving stuff out of his other house. We've been working and traveling. I had to do some personal business stuff, so I had to go there and back and there and back. And yeah, I've been a busy man. But when I was in Reno, look at this. Wait for it. Everybody else has seen it, so if you've seen it already, I don't want to bore you, but look at those. Ugh. Steel wheels. So I was able to buy some new steel wheels. Found them on Facebook Marketplace from a really nice guy, and hopefully he's seen my channel before, and hopefully he's on there right now. And thanks again for the good deal. I appreciate that. They were mounted once. They didn't like. I don't know why they didn't. He mentioned it, but I don't really remember. He said it, but it wasn't that important. Important to them, not to me. It didn't work, so it didn't work for some reason. And you can see where they put a couple of. In fact, they didn't look like they had them all. Oh yeah, they had them all. They had all the lugs on there, but yeah, they were good. So they're going to go on that Safari. I'm going to put that cap on there. I was told on this live that I can go online and they sell a template that sells a little clip, so I snap it on. That's what I got to look into next. So let's see. So no, it hasn't made it to town. Brakes are next. That's the next plan. Anybody buy a A100 van at that car show? Nope. So he's not sold the van yet. That was the last time I was actually on. I did some other filming, but nothing turned out really well. That I didn't have time to put it on, and I didn't like it, so I didn't do it. But yeah. So that 69 D100 van is owned by Chris, my buddy, and in fact, I spent a lot of time with Chris this whole time and his bride, and nobody's bought it yet. I know they cruised it, and I know his daughter liked it a lot, and she was asking him to keep it for a while. We'll see it. I mean, it's for sale, but I know he wants to keep it. He has so many projects and cars that he really probably should sell it. But the reason he hadn't sold it, it's freaking cool. That's why. It's one of those things you get in, you know, it looks like a van. Okay. It's got the windows. It's kind of cool. You get in and drive around and you're like, oh, I want this. Oh, this is really cool. And they put people in the back of it. And then you all have like the same experience of this open windowed old van with right up against, I mean, when you drive it, you're right up against the windshield and there's nothing between you and the whatever. It's open. It's cool. So yeah, I know Keith, he hasn't sold it yet. He's had a lot of interest in it. I think for the price, he's probably fine. I mean, he'd probably take a little less for it, and it's a good deal because it runs, drives. It's a great vehicle, and it would be really good for somebody that's not a big car guy that doesn't have much skills, but has enough skills to kind of get it done because it runs and drives and it's easy to work on. That whole dog box comes off. It's simple to get into. It has a 318 in it. They put a 318 in almost everything. It's kind of like a small block Chevy for Dodge. I mean, it's everywhere. And it runs good. It doesn't burn a ton of gas. It looks cool. It's really cool to be in. I've been in it a bunch. In fact, I had that in my shop at one time. I had that van in my shop. It's a home run. I mean, it's different. You go to a car show, how many Camaros you see? I mean, you see Camaros everywhere. How many 55 Chevys? Which I do like 55 Chevys. I have one. But you know what I mean? You don't see them vans. And he had big crowds of people walking around and looking at it going, this is cool. Because everybody remembers being a kid, going to school in one and piling in one. Everybody's friend, family, uncle, somebody had a van. Most of them had good experiences. Some may not have. I don't know. But, yeah, what a fun rig. I know his daughter and her friend, I know they really liked it. They enjoyed driving around in it, or riding around. I don't know if they drove it or not. I know they were in the back of it at one point, but as they rode around, just really cool. Just totally different, really cool. I don't know where you can have that much fun for that kind of money, for that kind of cost on that car. You go to build these things. You know what I have in this thing, and I haven't even cracked the surface. I mean, I got $100 just in the carburetor kit. Unbelievable. So it adds up quick. Just checking. Love my LRW. Yeah, I know. Nope, I get it. I get it. I check all the time on stuff that I'm not buying, but I'm interested in it, and yeah, and it helps if anybody's out here looking for one of those. He's got a good one. He's got a real good one, and it's not all rotted out. It's not rusty. It has a little bit of rust spot here and there, but it ain't enough to worry about. It ain't enough to even. I mean, I wouldn't even fix it. It's just a little chip here or there. It's nothing, zero. It's really in good shape. So, yeah, anybody wants to get into the sport of cars and has a wife and kids, that would be the ticket. I know everybody wants these wagons right now, and the wagons, don't get me wrong, I have a wagon. They're cool, but that D100, that thing is freaking really cool, especially for cars and coffee, Friday night going to get a burger, going to the store, and then taking it to a show. Yeah, to me, yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one. So if anybody's interested, get a hold of me and I'll turn you on to it. Like I said, I did a video on it before he did the doors and before he did, it wasn't finished yet. It's not really finished yet. It needs carpet. It needs a couple little things in it, but it's 99% done. In fact, it would be the way I would buy it if I was in the market for it. If I didn't have freaking 1, 2, 3, 4, if I didn't have 5 cars, I would probably buy that thing. It's really cool. I'd love to have the grandkids in it. Pick my own carpet, do that kind of stuff, yeah, so it would be something I would be very interested in. Let's see, Keith, 52's looking good. Yep, thank you so much. Actually, I won patina sauce at the car show. So, kind of funny. You had to buy tickets for it, and they drew my name. And I won a thing of patina sauce. I can put it on there. It's sitting up at the house. I got home late last night, and it's still sitting in the truck up in the house. So I got to get it down there, and I can do a video on it and send it to the patina guys because they donated to the show. That was a great show. Those guys put on an awesome, awesome show. They gave out so many prizes. So many people walked out of there with something in their hand that the local businesses gave up. And, some of these small businesses don't really get the credit or the respect of what they do for the communities. And it was really impressive to see that, how much good, and it wasn't junk. There was no garbage stuff. It was all good stuff. It was all quality stuff. Everybody wanted to win. There were some things like I didn't want to win. Like I didn't want to win the tattoo. I was like, what am I going to do with the tattoo? I'm not going to get a tattoo. I don't have a tattoo. Why do I want that? It was the number one box there filled. I was shocked how good of that tattoo artist to give up. And it was, forget how much he was towards the tattoo. It was hundreds of dollars, like $500-600, something like that. That's freaking cool. And the money it brought in was shocking. There's a box that big and it was stuffed. When they opened that box up, because I did I'm not called emceeing of it, but I read the numbers and was part of that. And so when he opened up the box to draw, I looked in there, I was like, oh my gosh, everybody wants a tattoo. Holy smokes. I had no idea. But yeah, there was a guy that it was called like Modern Fades. I think it was a haircut guy. Man, he gave a bunch of gift certificates to that. I mean, a bunch. And I don't want to leave anybody out because I don't have a list in front of me of what was there, but there was a lot of good stuff. And the one thing I noticed was the members themselves of this car club. They gave all sorts of stuff that they bought out of their own money and put there for the donation to go to this to where they donated the money to, and it's slipping my mind here where they donated the money to. They do it every year. It's one of them good causes. That's where the money all goes to the cause, not half to some administrator BS. But these guys are such a good guys, and I know a few of them personally. I don't know them all, but I know a few of them. A couple of them are acquaintances. I know a few of them very well. I know one of them real well, and they, out of their own kindness, they just decided to buy a prize, put it out there so the money gets donated. It's a club. They're just, and then they don't put, "Hey, my name is Joe Blow. I donated this, and I belong to the club." It was, "I'm a club member." That's all. They didn't want any recognition, nothing. They just wanted to know that their club donated that to that cause. It was freaking awesome. It really was. I don't think, they look at these cars that these guys have, and they're all really good guys. But a lot of rat rods, a lot of lead sleds, a lot of noisy, radical cars. It's right up my alley. It's what I love. But it's not your Porsche guy, Corvette, pristine show car, type group. They're definitely they're real guys. They're real car guys. They're not multimillionaires. They're not like at the country club and with their little scarves on and all their stuff. Real guys donating their real money that they really earned and really going to donations. And I don't think they get enough credit for it. And I was really, really privileged to be able to go there and enter the car and walk around and do it. And can't wait to do it till next year. In fact, next year when I go, I'm going to make sure a little more prepared for it. And I'm going to bring it out here on the channel so you guys can see what they do. Yeah, it was impressive. So go to a lot of these car shows, not so impressive. Some of these car shows are, oh, look how cool I am. And yeah, some of them I'm like, nope. And there is some, and I would say it's the majority of the car shows are pretty good. Guys do a great job at them and bring their cars out, and they're proud of their cars. And that's awesome. That's the ones I like. The ones I don't like, if somebody bought some car, they think they're cooler than you, and they think they're the guy because they got a shiny car, and it's like, look at that. Oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Move along. A lot of those guys around. I am finding the older I get, the less that those guys are around because the car scene's kind of fading on us. That's why we need some young guys out there to get into this car scene. So hopefully the young guys join in and, bring out their, and that's why I get kind of irritated with some of the old school, car guys that go, look at that guy in a Honda. Ah. Well, I tell you, if it ain't that, it ain't nothing. So, yeah, they have a little different taste, and okay, maybe we can persuade them over, to like the cool stuff. But, yeah, as long as they show an interest, let's bring them on. And then Keith, yeah, car guys never get enough credit. No, they don't get enough credit, and it's kind of irritating, to be honest with you. I try not to, in this channel, not to get into irritating stuff. But when I see a club like that, a car club, put it like that, putting that type of event together, it really it's really neat. And I like to throw that out there, even if there's only a few people listening or a couple of people watching my channel. These guys are real guys doing it, giving their money to a great charity, and they don't even ask for credit for it. And that's kind of what it's about. And I was impressed to see it. Let's see. Damn new car guys and their LS powered cars. LL, yeah, them LS guys. So my plan, I got a plan with my Safari, speaking of LS. I've had lots of travel time in the last week and a half. I've been sitting in the car by myself, and you can only listen to XM radio for so long, even though I like XM radio. And the basketball game only lasts a couple hours. So no gay stuff. That's true. But yeah, if it's gay too, I don't care. No matter to me. Only way to make a Honda cool would be if it had 4 engines, 1 on each wheel. LOL. But we can't tell them that. We just got to go, that's cool. But have you seen what old iron looks like? Let me show you this. Go for a ride in this. I guarantee you take a Honda guy and you throw them in Chris's D100 Dodge wagon and put him in the driver's seat and say, okay, the shifter's right here, the steering wheel's right here. Oh, and that glass right there, don't run into anything because it'll be right here. And then put your buddies in here, all of them, because they can all sit in the back here. And it's 69, so you don't need a seatbelt. If you don't want one, we put them on, but they're there if you want, whatever. And let's go for a ride. And then we'll buzz that thing around and, and then come back, and they're going to go, my Honda's kind of lame. Yeah, that's the way to win them. So, Hondas don't belong at classic car shows. No, they don't belong at classic car shows. I agree with that. And that's not what I'm getting at, though. What I was getting at is, each show has its own thing. Yeah, but do they belong at Cars and Coffee? Absolutely. Are they car guys? 100%. Do they really know what cool car guys are? I don't think they're there yet. We got to get them. We got to get them there. They're our future of what we need to push. Otherwise, our sport dies. I mean, that's the simple truth of it. Yeah. So I'm not going to hate on them. I don't know that I'm going to go out and buy one, but yeah, that's just kind of my thought on it. I know I was going with there was something, but yeah, back to the car guys don't get enough credit. They don't. They get their nose turned up to them, which shocked me because when I was a kid, I thought all the car guys were cool. And then as I got older, I'm like, a lot of people don't like car guys. I didn't know that. It was kind of like, oh, they don't like car guys? Really? Really? Huh. They like doctors and lawyers. I thought they like mechanics. Oh, because I was surrounded by that. But, as you get older and you get a little more educated and you get around a little different people, you kind of learn to enjoy other people for what they are. I actually visited with a oral surgeon at one of the car shows, and he's a friend of mine's buddy. And he sat down. I'm an oral surgeon, and I thought, Jim, be open-minded, be open-minded, be open-minded. You never know. Well, man, he was a great guy. He was easy to talk to, fun to talk to. Had some kids running around, everything was like, no problem. He just happened to be an oral surgeon. And, yeah, he was... I very, very much enjoyed the hour or two I spent with him, sitting with him. And, yeah, so I try not to judge a book by its cover. And that's a thing I learn all the time. And I hope they learn it when they talk to me that, oh, there's a car guy. Is he a dumbass or is he, loud and I'm not, whatever they think. I don't know. I hope it changes their minds. I think there is room for everybody and everything. Not necessarily a lot of things I want to be around or hang around, but I think there is room for everybody. I do think that. I think there's room for Honda guys. Maybe not at a classic car show. Maybe not Viva Las Vegas. Maybe you can't take a Honda Accord there to that one. They have rules. They have restrictions because they want a certain car there. And, hey, good for them. Not necessarily something I want to go do, but because I know some of the rules, and I don't think I'll be heading to Viva Las Vegas anytime soon because of some of the rules. But that's my choice. They have plenty of people. They pack the place in. They don't allow certain people with certain wheels on their car. They have lots of restrictions. Can't take things in. There's a lot of restrictions to that car show. Again, who am I to say they shouldn't do it? Is it for me? Well, I've never been to it, so it's kind of hard to say it's not for me. But some of the rules, I'm like, me and rules don't do very well. And that kind of car era is not rules. I mean, so it's kind of strange to me. But again, that's their thing, and more power to them. I'm not saying someday I would love to go because it is different. I like different things, so maybe someday I'll conform to their rules, and maybe they'll let me in. Maybe they won't. We'll see. I don't know. I've never been to it. But yeah, getting back to the Honda thing, I think there's room for them. Is there room for them at certain car shows? No, I think it's wrong. I go to certain classic car. I'll give you a great example. I love C5 Corvettes. I think C5 Corvettes is one of the coolest cars ever made. Has an LS in it. They run hard, easy to work on. They're comfortable. They're fast. They look freaking amazing. Personally, I love C5 Corvettes. Do they belong at Hot Ice Nights in Reno? Nope. Do they belong at classic car shows? Nope. Is there open event car shows they can go to? Absolutely. But most of them, you go to a classic car show to see classic cars, not to see a 2003 Z06 Corvette. It's not what you're there to see. Cars and Coffee, I drive up, see a Z06 Corvette. Yeah, I expect to see that, and I think that's more than welcome. I think it's cool. Back to the LS. So the plan on the LS motor is I'm going to do a carburetor on the LS, on the 6.0. I was definitely going to do fuel injection, and I've completely changed my mind on what I want to do with the Safari. After going a whole week and looking at all this stuff, the LS is so freaking ugly, I just struggle with it. I've always struggled with it, but it runs like a top. There's no denying it. Put a turbo on it, put some horsepower to it. I mean, right now, that's not the direction I'm gonna go with it. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paint it the Pontiac blue, which is that silver titanium. I got a can here somewhere. The Pontiac titanium silver, the GTO color. Gonna paint the whole motor blue, including the intake. I'm gonna run a dual plane intake on it. And then I'm gonna run the chrome valve covers with so you'd have like a chrome valve cover like so. And then the center of the Pontiacs have the chrome oil filter cap. It's going to go over the coils. So the coils will be there. It'll all be painted that silvery blue. It's going to go over all that. And with the blue color, it's going to look, I want it to make it look like a 389 with the 3.2s or with the single 4-barrel. That is yet to be determined. First I was like, put a 3.2 barrel on the LS. I don't know, I probably put the single 4. But then I wanted it all blue to look like it's a factory type motor. And I think it would look really slick in that Safari with the steel wheels on it and the poverty caps. And all the patina on the chrome, I'm going to put it all on there. And I just think that's the way I'm going to start. My wagon had 4 engines in it, so bear with me. It could change between now and then, but that's the latest plan. Still waiting for a Nomad show to park my 61 New Yorker wagon next to them. Yeah, I mean, there wasn't as many wagons this time. Usually the last couple of years, wagons have kind of taken off. And these last shows, I only saw a couple. There's always the Nomad, the Nomad's always there. But a lot of the 4-door, last couple of years, I've been seeing cars like yours. Not exactly like that one, but 4-door type wagons. And this round, there was hardly any there. Again, the Camaro, Chevelle, Mustang, that kind of stuff was pretty heavily. Push rod rod, small block, run circles around an LS. Well, I would disagree with you 100 times over. It doesn't have the technology an LS has. It doesn't flow the same numbers. It doesn't have the main system with the skirting on the sides. It doesn't come with a full roller cam right from the gate. The heads don't flow nowhere near what the bone stock LS heads are. So it won't run circles around it. It just won't. But you're talking, what is that? 70-year-old technology versus like 25-year-old technology. They want to say that the LS was copied after the 351, and that's not true either. That's another misnomer because the way the cylinders lined up. What people don't understand is Chevrolet put Siamese cylinders, and Dodge and a couple other ones did it. They put Siamese cylinders for flow. They wanted them to flow. They wanted them to have equal distribution to each cylinder. And if they're this far apart, they both get the same amount of airflow and fuel. If they're this far apart, and they're going to starve them a little bit. They're not going to be as efficient. That's a fact. Going in. Going out, it's going out. That's why small block Chevy did it. Compact, the Siamese cylinders together so they could put it out one thing. The way the firing order works, they bring it together. It just fills the cylinders more evenly. That's 1,000,000% the behind it. So then you'll say, well, then why does the LS separate them? Fuel injection. We got an injector, squirter. Boop, 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 boop. Air will going to go where it needs to go. So, that's exactly why they spread them apart in an LS, because they went with fuel injection. When you put a carburetor on it, you're going to kill some of that. You're not going to have the air fuel ratio in all the cylinders. When you spread them apart like a Ford or an LS, they don't have it. That's a fact. So Push Rod Garage says, that's bullshit. Well, you can believe what you want. So there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, honestly, look at their build of them. I've had them both apart. It's pretty basic. The LS has got everything the small block doesn't. I mean, name one thing the small block has better. I can't name one. Doesn't have a better block. Doesn't have a better crank. Doesn't have better pistons. Doesn't have better rods. Doesn't have better geometry. It doesn't have the side bolts for the strength of it. The skirts on the side. You could have an argument for the oil pump because it's on the front versus up underneath. But that's what's fun about being a car guy. We all get to be right. You get to be right. I get to be right. And I was a diehard small block guy until I started messing with LSs. And I still like small blocks. Don't get me wrong. I do like them. The Safari needs some horsepower if it's going to play tug of war with my 413. Yeah, that's probably true. It will have a camshaft in it, and it will have a little compression. So it should run pretty good. And with the overdrive, it's going to have gears in the rear, so it should run. Push Rod Garage head bolts. Head bolts are head bolts. I mean, there's no difference in the head bolts. Zero. Let's see. LS is fine if it's supercharged. Yeah, well. Yeah, they definitely. Now that's what they say about the Hemi actually. So because the Hemi's so big on top, I got to get some air to them. But you know the Cathedral ports, they flow pretty good. There's less head bolts, but they still seal. So I mean, you could say the same thing about the newer small blocks with the 4 bolts on the intake. You know the way they bolt straight down versus all the intake bolts that go sideways. They seal. They don't blow head gaskets because of it. So, yeah, I guess you got me on there. You got more clamping power. I guess more bolts is better. Not under boost. They don't. They do. I've seen them all the time. They'll go 1,000 horsepower and never even gap the rings. Go to that Richard Holder. He runs them all the time on there, constantly. I don't know a small block that runs over 500 horsepower then blowing apart. They all start coming apart at some point. That Richard Holden on this YouTube, go type him in and watch the boost he puts to a bone stock LS on a turbo. They're putting 1,000 horsepower of those things, and they're squeezing a bunch of pressure in them, and they hold together over and over and over again. Small blocks are cheaper and easier to find used aftermarket parts. It takes one wire to make them run. I don't need diagnostic tools to figure out the problem. That's a fair argument. That's probably out of all the arguments, Woody, that's probably the fairest argument of the bunch. Except you can put all that on an LS. You can put a carburetor on it, and they run good. And an MSD box is $500, and all the electronics work. So for a $500 5.3 and a $500 box and an intake, you're under $1,500 with a full roller motor. Kind of hard to beat. The heads flow better than any small block head on the planet for the most part. Yeah, I mean, it's the old adage. If you go out to the drags, you're going to see them. The LSs are winning them. And let's not forget, it's always cubic inches. Cubic inches is always going to be king. So, you know, if you have a big block Chevy, it's always going to be hard to beat the cubic inches. You put 600 cubic inches out there, it's hard to beat 327 cubes. But this little thing, 5.3, will run circles around most things around that are 325 cubes. Go get a 327 with a saw lifter out of a Corvette, and then run that out of a truck. It's not much of a competition. And bring it. Yeah, well, that's always a challenge. I would have no problem bringing it. That's definitely interesting how people hate LS motors. I don't understand why. I really don't. Because I do own a small block. I mean, I own a stroker motor. And I like it. I don't have any problem with it. But is it an LS? No, it's not. And for the amount of money to build that motor these days, to build an LS, if we're talking dollar for dollar, I can go get a wrecking yard LS with 250,000 miles on it for well under $1,000, and I can get an eBay turbo on it, and no diagnostic stuff at all. Take and flash the computer and be into it a couple $1,000, and I can have the car running in the tens. I just don't see that in a small block without building the crap out of them. You know, we were comparing small blocks to the old small block, the LS. Name the last small block that you can think of that'll go 300,000-400,000 miles and still running and still have hash marks in the cylinders. They do with the LSs all the time. They don't with the old small blocks. The old small blocks leak like a sieve. These O-ring gaskets. I mean, they're far superior. And this is my opinion. You know, I do value your opinion. I absolutely love the comments. The comments are cool. And I love that you guys love something different. I do really appreciate that. And that's why I keep bringing it up, because I love the debate of it. I will run any LS you have. Okay, that's fair enough. That's why I tricked my 340 into believing it was a big block with a supercharger. Huh? That's how it works. There's no doubt about that. Do it, Jimmy, do it. Small blocks were made over 50 years. LS's was made for 15 years and hasn't been made in 10 years, but people are still swapping them. Yeah, it's more than a fair argument, but doesn't mean it's better just because it's been around. I mean, this 216, it's still right there. It still runs. And this thing's neutral. Watch out, don't lean on that. There's people that'll tell me every day, oh, don't get rid of the 216. That thing's a beast. That thing's a this, that thing's a that. And I probably won't get rid of it. But do I think it's superior to a 327 small block Chevy? Nope, I don't. But you know, interesting, fun stuff. Yeah, we used to have it at the car show. We actually had, because my dad has an LS and his Nomad, was saying, oh, there's LSs everywhere. You look around, there ain't a lot of them. I mean, they might be in Southern California, but up Northern California, there's not a lot of them. And there wasn't one I saw the carburetor. There was zero. He had the only one. And most people had no idea what it was. In fact, a lot of people asked, is that a Hemi? What is that? Kind of interesting. But yeah, Push Rock Garage, I do have a question on your small block. Is it been rebuilt or is it still running? Because these LSs are still running. They've never been apart. So, you know, you'd have to argue that also, that you had to rebuild your small block and do all that to keep up with the LS. I got 4 LS sitting on my shop floor, and my daily driver is a 350. Oh, that's pretty good. And I'm not mad at you guys. I'm not picking on you guys. I'm just making conversation here. Let's make sure that's put out there, because I do appreciate the opinions and I do appreciate the differences. Just because I don't agree with it doesn't mean I don't like it. So, you know, it's kind of like football. Everybody's got a team, or kind of like baseball. Everybody's got a team, and their team's always better. And so I see that the LS world is getting just hammered. But you go places, that's all you see. You know, drag race type stuff or horsepower type stuff. If you want to make big horsepower, you got to go LS. Me too. As long as it's GM, I like it. Yeah, I'm a GM guy, but that's me. That's me. I do appreciate. You know, I've learned over time to appreciate the other manufacturers more, and that's just been lately for me. Before, if it wasn't General Motors, I didn't look at it. I'd walk right by it. Now I tend to stop and look and appreciate things more than I used to, and I don't know what that is and why that is. But the new hate is the LS. That's the funny part. That's the latest. But they hate small block Chevys. I mean, everybody's loving their small blocks. There's a lot of people that used to hate them, absolutely hate them. They would get mad. You put a small block in a Ford, blah, blah, blah. Now, well, people, now that's the one everybody likes. Everybody likes the old iron. It's kind of like, it's become cool. Now, the reason everybody runs small blocks because they're cheap and they're fast. They were hard to beat, so guys run them. But a lot of guys in the car show world and just kind of world in general used to get kind of buttered at the small block Chevy. Oh, there's another car with a small block Chevy in it. That's what they said. Now they're becoming more cool. I mean, that 216 and that 6-cylinder right there, I guarantee I take that to a show and people think that's cool. And 30 years ago, they'd be like, oh, that thing, what you got that stupid thing in there for? I just put a big block in it, you know. Interesting stuff. And that's fun about car people is they're opinionated. They got opinions. I love that. That makes my day. Like I said, I appreciate that. You guys chiming in on that stuff and telling me what you think. Here's Keith Hill. I forgot the top of my head, but Keith Jr., AAR Cuda, 340, 6-pack has a huge CFM. So my first experience with a Chrysler product was with my dad back when I was a kid. I don't really remember it. I kind of remember it, but I don't remember the whole debate about it. He had a 340 in a Duster with that drag pack or whatever they call that thing. And he was telling my dad out running the 12s, and my dad's like, that car running no 12s. And he's like, our Chevelle will probably smoke its ass. And we went out to the drag strip and watched that 340 run. They run the 12s. And he slicked it up, put headers on it, and monkeyed with the carburetor, and that's all he really did with it. He didn't do much to it. And it was brand new off the showroom floor. It was fast as all get out. Let's see. Hey, I'm running a Mazda H2600 mini truck that I'm airbagging against everything. You know, it's funny because the mini trucks, back when we were kids, they were cool. They just come on the scene and they were like, and they were hated on, boy. Car guys were like, mini truck, and then they faded, and now they're back. They're kind of, they're cool. I mean, I've always liked them. So I've been a mini truck guy. I had a Datsun, actually, back in the 80s. I like different manufacturers depending on the year, but I like old cars and trucks more. That's Gene. I don't think Gene's ever been on here before. Hey, Gene, what's up? Thanks for the comment. And if you have commented before, I appreciate that. Yes. Over time, I've learned to appreciate other cars and other manufacturers and other people's opinion. Even though Push Your Garage is wrong about his small block. I'm just messing. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I think it's cool. Yeah, I stop and stare at stuff now. I saw one at the car show. The guy put, it was really, I would have never loved this before, and I thought it was one of the coolest things at the car show. He had a picture of that, what is that guy's name? Here's Johnny going through The Shining, that, what's that dude's name? Nicola, dang it, what's his name? Jack Nicholson. Had a picture of his face on the firewall, and they had a fake arm with hand, and he had all these spark plug wires kind of hanging like he ripped it with this face. It was done so well, and it was so freaking cool. I just stopped in my tracks and went, look at that. That is, before I'd have been like, that's the ghettoest thing I've ever seen. Now I'm like, oh man, I wish I'd have thought of that. It was just cool. How times have changed. It's in my midlife crisis, man. That's funny. I've been having midlife crisis for 25 years. My first car was a rotary. You know, the rotaries are, I'm surprised the rotary never took off. I know a lot of guys have had them RX-7s and the rotaries. I knew another guy I went to high school with had a little compact car, a little rotary, and that thing freaking screamed. They run really good. And I'm surprised that, you know, I've been, you know, getting bash appeal about the small block, and they've been on me about the LS. The rotary, I'm surprised that didn't take over because the rotary is really, really good. Let's see, 76 Mazda, Keith Hill, Mad Rat. Let's see, I just scored a first gen S10 for free Check it out when you get a chance. Tell me what you think. That's cool. That's really cool. That's really, really cool. So I'm going to take it you're doing a video on it, so I'll have to go look at it. Again, if you guys are on here, go ahead and go to Mad Rat after you're done watching me, and then like and subscribe his stuff. He's got a good channel. It's a regular car guy like the rest of us. He hasn't chimed in if he's an LS guy or a small block guy yet. We haven't got that from him. I'm going to guess he's a small block guy. I haven't seen him do any LS stuff. But I'm an LS and a small block guy, so I'm kind of a dual purpose. I'm kind of a dual purpose guy. So I think it's a great topic of conversation. Which is better? Which is faster? I can tell you right now, I've been to the drags a lot, and there's always somebody faster. Always. Woody Wood said, just subbed to you, Mad Rat. All right, thank you, Woody Wood, for subbing to him. That's cool. He needs the help like the rest of us. So, also, Mad Rat Garage, go and check out Woody Wood stuff. They're always doing lives and follow all their stuff. They have a lot of neat content, they're a great little community. They're the ones that helped me actually get to the 1,000. He was on there that night and has been always, whenever I do a live or a video, always likes and comments and participates and has great information. It's freaking awesome. So make sure and go look at Woody Wood stuff. So let's see, Mad Rat Garage. I have one LS in my 03 S10 Extreme, but I know small blocks like the back of my hand. That's where I'm at, really. I can open a small block and build it. I mean, I've built, I don't want to say thousands, but it probably is. My favorite car I've ever owned was a 1960 Ford Starline. You don't see them very often. That's a fairly rare car. And that's a cool car. That's no doubt about it. And see, back, you'd told me that 20 years ago, I would have went, oh, okay. Now I'm like, oh, cool. In fact, when I get off, I'm going to go Google it and see a bunch of them because I just are interested in old cars and some of the stuff they do. So appreciate you guys. I'll check out everyone else's stuff. Hey, again, everybody go to Mad Rats and look at his stuff. Let's get him going. Have y'all fun, y'all. It's dinner time. Keith Hill, thanks as always. Glad you can chime in and give us your insight. A lot of people don't know, but Keith Hill's a very, very smart individual. Always throws out great content. Great content. And has great comments and all that stuff. So have a good dinner. Enjoy it. And let's see here. Yeah, I'm getting time here too. I got to start chiming this down. I was waiting for Push Rod to Garage to tell me I was a dumbass or something. Like LS this or something. And he never come back. He must have got busy. He must have had to go to dinner too. So I'm sure he'll be on here next time with something. So I just wanted him to come with one more. They only made them for 2 years, 60 and 61, huh? All right. Well, I'm going to have to go look at that. And I'm going to go check that out. That's very cool. All right. Well, we're going to wrap this up. The rain has stopped. Looks like it's sunny out there. I got to go do some stuff. Appreciate you guys like always. Again, thanks for all the comments and all the pushback on the small block versus LS. I should do a video, LS versus small block. And everybody will chime in. So, yeah, that would be awesome. So, like I said, I really appreciate that. And we will see you then next time. And then we got one from Hello from Turkey. What's up, Turkey? Did you name the green Chevy yet? No, we did not. That was what I talked about earlier on this live. I've been gone. And that's one of the next videos it's not, I don't think it's the next video, but it's one of the next ones. We're going to do a name challenge on it. I'm going to narrow it down because I had over 100 comments on that, over 100 names. So I'm going to have to narrow it down to probably 5 and then we'll vote on it. Greenie was said a bunch of times. What was the other one that keeps popping up? Emerald pops up on it. Yeah, so yeah, we have to do a video on it to finish it up. And then we're going to call it that, which is cool. Let's see, Woody Wood, y'all have a good one. And thanks for always tuning in and always having great content. And thanks for doing that for Mad Rat. Appreciate that. Take it easy, Jimmy. See you on the next one. See you, Rob. And then again, thanks for all your support on the lift stuff and everything you've done for my channel, and appreciate it. And I'll be talking to you, on the other connection we have. Again, Mazda till the wheels fall off. I'm back. And then Mean Green Machine. That was the other one. That one's been popping up a bunch. Yep, I like that one. The only thing I don't like about Mean Green Machine, it's a lot of name, but I do like it. And actually, as a kid, I had a green machine, so it's kind of cool. Take it easy, Jimmy. Good stuff. See you next time. All right, see you. See you. I'm gonna go check out your new S10. Looking forward to it. Again, everybody that's on here, go check out Mad Rat because I'm getting ready to go. They say in the YouTube world, don't send people away from your channel. Go right down here and like and subscribe and look at my next stuff. But do what you're gonna do. Do what you're gonna do. Enjoy yourself and be a car guy, and always have great interaction with your people like I did today. That's awesome. And finally, LS is better than the small block. Right? Right? Go comment. Tell me why it's not. I want to hear why. Less head bolts. There you go. That was one. What was the other one? Less head bolts. I think Woody Wood had another reason why. Oh, they're expensive. All right. Peace out. Take it easy, guys. Thanks again. Have a good one. We're signing out. In fact, I'm going for the button right now. Go ahead, like and subscribe. See you on the next one. I'll be there waiting.